This is one of the most exciting rallies I've seen in this year. A rally in inSure DeFi, market rank 225, a market cap of 210 million. The token went up since beginning of the year by more than 350%. Now in this video, we are going to look at a few fundamentals of the coin. We are going to look at on-chain metrics, as in the number of holders over time, the number of whales over time. We're also going to look at social engagement, as in how is the community doing, how sustainable is this rally potentially. Now in the recent past, we simply just see buy orders, way more buy orders than selling orders. Things are going up, and that's due to a quite unique USP, a quite unique selling point, a Web3 project that can protect against scammers, devaluation of a coin, or stolen funds even. Very ambitious overall. What I found interesting when first landing on this page is really that they're trying to push that you first invest into their tokens. So it's not necessarily that they first try to sell you the insurance itself. It's really they want you to buy in as an investor. And they also want you to stake the token with 24% APR. Now the Sure token is available on many blockchains, on Ethereum as the main chain, then on the Binance Smart Chain, so you can buy this on PancakeSwap. And we've got Polygon, that we bought on QuickSwap, and then last but not least, Avalanche. So here we've got Trader Joe, the main decentralized exchange on Avalanche. There are a few things that I find concerning. When we check out their LinkedIn, for example, we've got 3 employees. Diving deeper into this, we don't see anybody with names. So in other words, this is an anonymous team, and especially when you're in the business of insurance, having no known faces behind this is somewhat problematic. Another thing that I found interesting around the roadmap, and that is also somewhat concerning, are the kind of items that are being prioritized. So it's mainly support for wallets, setting up the DAO, it's adding exchanges, it's adding bridges. But when it comes to the actual product, paying out insurance claims or setting up this metaverse insurance, there isn't that much progress yet. There are also items here that don't look too professional, that are kind of fluffy, right? Insurance space disruption or making the world a better place. So even though the design of the website is quite interesting, not everything here is rosy. Feel free to also read through the white paper. It's mainly just a marketing leaflet. There isn't really anything particularly unique or innovative over here. Now let's go to the on-chain metrics. And since the token supports several chains, let's go to the largest one, the Ethereum based. This is the number of ETH token holders over time. And this is increasing pretty rapidly since middle of March. What I find interesting is that the token itself was already appreciating while the number of holders did not go up that much since beginning of the year, right? We looked at this chart. This was going up pretty steeply, and this is relative to Rep Ethereum. So this is outperformance. This is not just looking at the US dollar price and saying, okay, the price appreciated because all of crypto went up. This is outperformance. This is more performance than what Ethereum is already doing. And this happened while the number of holders did not increase. So beginning of the year is roughly around here, right? The number of holders rather went down. These are holders that hold at least 1,000 tokens, so $8 worth of the token. I like to always put a certain filter on this because you don't want to count the wallets that only hold a few cents of the token, maybe because of some residuals when using decentralized apps, etc. You can also increase this minimum token balance, of course. So let's look at the people that have at least $8,000 worth of the token. So kind of like a measure of a whale, so to speak, in a token of this size with a liquidity pool of roughly 1 million here, 1.3 million pooled Sure tokens. 8,000 is already a relatively large position. The whales are not yet selling off. It's rather the opposite. The number of whales is increasing with the recent rally. The BNB based token isn't that different. The number of holders is larger, which kind of makes sense. BNB has less gas fees. There's normally more active speculation. So just the pure number of holders here is around 2,000 for ETH. For BNB, it's more than 10,000. When we filter this though by the people that have at least 10,000 tokens, this gets roughly cut in half. So this is why you want to put a filter. You don't want to count the people that only have a few cents. But also a very similar dynamic, right? during the launch time, a lot of hype, and things went down. But now, since middle of March, this is increasing again. What I find interesting around this is, since the price already went up before middle of March, since we already had quite a bit of outperformance before that, must have been whales that were accumulating during this time. So the existing whales. The number of whale wallets did not go up, but the price went up, and it was not retail. It was not a lot of small wallets that bought here. It's probably the existing whale wallets that bought in here. Now, does it make sense to hold this over the very long term? I'm not yet convinced. One thing that worries me somewhat is the circulating supply, 30% of total supply. So there will be a lot of token inflation going forward. It will more than 3x in the future. Another thing to consider is the token distribution. So just a few wallets hold a lot of that token. What's also important to consider is that social activity is pretty much non-existent. So when we go to their Telegram group, we mainly just see promotion talk, as in some influencers want to get money for pushing the coin. By the way, this channel over here never takes any money from any crypto project to talk about it. So the only way this channel finances itself is via the YouTube ads and via the premium membership. And so we simply just have talk about promoting the coin. What I find a bit concerning is that instead of building the insurance product, they are instead building referral programs. February 4th, 2022, okay, this is 1 year ago, but still there is a referral program. You can get money by promoting this project. Here's how I think this should be played. Over the long term, this is very risky. It's an anonymous team. It's very concentrated in terms of holding. It's very inflationary. And the price appreciation really just comes from building a quite nice website, from having a lot of on-ramps for investors, and from stirring up marketing with brand referrals, etc. It does not necessarily come from the usage of the actual product. At least I couldn't find any reliable data on that. On the other hand, a rally like this is very impressive, especially in the current market environment. Buying and holding this over many months and potentially even staking this for the 24% APR, I think is not the best way to do this. What I think is better is to simply, if you do want to take on the risk, is to set a trailing stop loss. So there is obviously quite a bit of short-term volatility. This bullish trend is also relatively consistent. We have seen a fake out prior of roughly 20%. This is probably also more or less the limit or the risk that you get in, you should take for potentially exiting. Again, relative to ETH. So this would be slightly above the lower point on the 26th of March. And the bet you're basically taking is that this rally will continue for at least a few more days before it turns around. You definitely do not want to hold the bag in case of a turnaround. So you do have to exit quickly when people aren't getting in anymore. But as long as more and more people jump on this and this rally generates more attention, this can be worth a short-term trade. We're discussing altcoins like this regularly, both in the Telegram chat, that's down below here, as well as in the Discord channel. That link is in the video description. Feel free to join us. And of course, looking forward to see you also in the next video, which discusses the long-term outlook for Bitcoin. So a video on the macro cycles, where are we currently headed, what's the risk versus reward for Bitcoin. So hope to see you in that video, and thanks for watching this one. Bye-bye.